rose, ethereal, flushed, and like a throbbing star, seen amid the sapphire heaven's deep repose, into her dream he melted. As the rose blendeth its color with the violet, solution sweet. Meantime, the frost wind blows like love's alarm, pattering the sharp sleet against the winds, totally passionate. He's passionate in love. At these voluptuous accents, the words which she has used has given him courage. He's encouraged to get up. He arose ethereal. He looks more heavenly. A person of ether than of earth. Ethereal, flushed, and like a throbbing star he is. The words you need to pay attention to. Throbbing star. You know, the stars, you see twinkling stars, but what is that throbbing star? Throbbing means when the light is, quivering. That he, like a star, he gets up. Seen amid the sapphire, we see that star in the blue sky. Into her dream he melted. She is still in that dreamy state. Into her dream he melted means both of them are uniting. Both of them are becoming one. As the rose blendeth its odor with the violet, as if the flower rose has and the flower violet have exchanged their odor. ODOUR odor. यहाँ पर sense of smell है. The fragrance, the perfume. Rose's perfume has gone into the violet flower. Means both of them have physically united and they have made a physical relation. Meantime, now when they have united, what happened at that time? The frost wind is blowing very fast. The icy wind is blowing. It's a terrible cold night. You remember the poem began with terrible chilly cold. So the frost wind blows like love alarm. This blowing wind is a great reminder. It's reminding the couple, the lovers to elope, to run away. It's the morning is, approaching. They will be caught red-handed and they may be punished. So it is like an alarm. Like love's alarm pattering the sharp sleet. It is beating the window. Against the window panes, St. Agnes's moon had set. The moon, it was the moonlight we could see throughout the poem. Now that particular moon has set and the morning is arriving, is approaching. So after this, now see again, we will find Madeline talking. It is dark. Quick pattereth the flaw-blown sleet. This is no dream. My first Porfirio will talk, then the Madeline. It is dark. Quick pattereth the flaw-blown sleet. It is no dream, my bride, my Madeline. It is dark. The iced gusts still rave and beat. Up to this, Porfirio speaks. Now, Madeline, dream. Alas, alas, and woe is mine. Porfirio will leave me here to fade and pine. Cruel, what traitor could thee hither bring? I curse not, for my heart is lost in thine. Though thou forsakest a deceived thing, a dove forlorn and lost, sick and wing. This is beautiful. Porfirio tells Madeline, it is dark, the wind is blowing and it is hitting the window pane. And please get up, Madeline, this is not the dream. You are not dreaming anymore. Whatever is taking place is not in your dream, it is a reality. My bride, and he addresses her with my bride. I always, when I come to this line, uh, the previous stanza gets justified here. He has already accepted her as his wife. My Madeline, you are my bride now, you are my wife. It is dark, the ice gusts still rave and beat. It is still dark, it is right moment for us to run away and, and go away from this place. She says, no dream? Was I not dreaming? Alas, alas. And who is mine? So everything has taken place in reality. Was it not the dream? So what? Porphyro is going to leave me to fade and repent here forever. You will go away, leaving me here deserted. Is this going to happen? Then she gets angry. Who is that traitor who brought you here? How come you came to know about my chamber? Somebody may have helped you to be here. I want to know the name of the traitor. So we all know the name of the traitor. It is Angela. So who brought you here? Cruel. It is very cruel that you are here in reality. I didn't want you in reality here. I wanted you in my dream. Then again, immediately she says, I curse not. I should not curse you. For my heart is lost in thine. My heart is in your heart. So by cursing you, I am cursing myself. We are one. I curse not, for my heart is lost in thine. Though thou forsakest a deceived thing, though you are going to desert me, deceive me, you are going to leave me, you are going to abandon me, I'll be here all alone, like a dove. Again, the bird. Like a dove forlorn and lost with sick, unpruned wing. So I'll be the bird, like that bird, the sick bird, the sad bird, the left out bird. All alone I'll be repenting, pining. I know you will reject my love and you will go away. You will leave me alone. Now, after listening to this, Porphyro wants to make her doubly sure. He wants to tell her that he has not come here to leave her. He has come here to take her with him. But he will do that only when she allows, she permits, only when she agrees to go with him. Otherwise, against her will, he is not going to take her with him. So this we will see in the following stanza. Stanza number 38. My Madeline, sweet dreamer, lovely bride. Look at the beautiful words he is using. Look at the names he is giving her. My Madeline, sweet dreamer, lovely bride, say, may I be your eye, thy vassal blessed, thy beauty's shield, heart-shaped and vermeil-dyed. Ah, silver shrine, here will I take my rest. After so many hours of toil and quest, a famished pilgrim, saved by miracle, though I have found, I will not rob thy nest. Saving to thy sweet self, if thou thinkest well, to trust fair Madeline, to know rude infighter. Here there is a true love speaking. He is asking for, he wants Madeline to reciprocate. He is asking, seeking for a mutual love. So he says, you are my Madeline, you are my sweet dreamer, you had a very sweet dream, and you are my lovely bride. I'm like your slave, I'm like your servant, I'm the shield of your beauty. And that kind of shield, what kind of shield? It is heart-shaped. because your heart is in mine and my heart is in yours. So the shield is made of has got the shape of heart. Vermeil dyed. It is flushing. It is blushing. It is a lovely. The love is being described with all these connotations to say that his love is superb. His love is matchless. His love is peerless. Ah, silver shrine. Here will I take my rest after so many hours of toil and quest, a famished pilgrim. I'm like a pilgrim. I want to take rest in this temple. I want to take rest because after so many hours of toil and quest, after traveling for so many hours, I have reached here. I'm tired. I'm fatigued. I need to rest here. I'm a famished pilgrim. I'm a hungry pilgrim. I have suffered so much. No, he's trying to get little sympathy also. That, do you think all this I did for being, uh, for leaving you and going away? No. All these risks I have taken to make you my bride and take you from here. Then he says, though I have found, but I know I have been successful in my mission. I got you. I met you. I have come to your contact. Though I have found, I will not rob thy nest, but I will not rob you from your nest. I will not take you forcefully. I will not kidnap you from here. So, saving it is to your sweet will. If you wish so, if you want so, if you think it better, if thou thinkest well, to trust fair Madeline, to no rude infidel, that I did not come with any wrong intention, if you can believe this, that my intentions are as pious as yours, I came here to make you my bride for which you were praying. If you can believe so, you please come with me. But if you don't want to come with me, if you don't think it's proper, I will go alone. So he leaves the ball in the court of Madeline. Now stanza number 39. Hark! It is an elfin storm from fairy land, of Haggard seeming but a boon indeed. Arise, arise, the morning is at hand. The bloated vacillers will never heed. Let us away, my love, with happy speed. There are no ears to hear, no eyes to see. Drowned all in Rhenish and the sleepy mead. Awake, arise, my love, and fearless be. For over the southern moors I have a home for thee. Now, he's also showing that he has a place where he will take her. So, hark, it is an elfin storm from fairyland. Hark means listen. Listen, Madeline, this storm is not a normal storm. It is some fairy-like creatures have caused this storm for us. This is what is the one student was asking me in my first or second day class about the supernatural element. So it is not a natural storm. It is a very supernatural kind of storm which has been created for both of us to run away. An elfin storm from fairyland, of Haggard seeming but a boon indeed, though it looks very dangerous. But for us it is a blessing, a boon, because it is a very right opportunity. Arise, arise, the morning is at hand. See, morning is coming so close. It is dawn already. So awake, awake, arise. The bloated vacillers will never heed. There are lot many watchmen who are on the way. We will meet them, but they all may be heavily drunk. They may be drunk and they may be lying down senseless. So they will not see us running away. Let us away, my love, with happy speed. Let us very fast. Here, happy speed means fast speed. Let us run away. There are no ears to hear, no eyes to see. Nobody will see us, nobody will hear us going. Drowned all are in vanish. They all have taken wine, they have taken alcohol, they are intoxicated, and they all are in sleepy mood. They are in their own world. Awake, arise, my love, and fearless be. Be bold, be fearless. For over the southern moods, I have a home for thee. I have made a home for you. A home is ready in the southern moods, in the valley, near the mountain, near the hill. I have got a home for thee where I'll take you. So be fearless, be very bold. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Now, after listening to this, she really becomes very bold. She becomes fearless. And the last three stanzas, you find no dialogues, nobody is talking, the poet is talking here and giving us the description of how they fled away, how they eloped, how they ran away, and what takes place in the last stanza. Very befitting and started with divinity, spirituality, and ultimately in the end you will find death. Again, I will repeat the theme of love and death. So in the 48th stanza, let's see what takes place. She hurried at his words, beset with fears, for there were sleeping dragons all around. At glaring watch, perhaps with ready spears, down the wide stairs a darkling way they found. In all the house was heard no human sound. A chain-drooped lamp was flickering by each door. The arras, rich with horsemen, hawk and hound, fluttered in the besieging wind's uproar, and the long carpets rose along the gusty floor. There's a terrible wind. It is like a hurricane. It's a storm. So after listening to the words of Rufino, she hurriedly gets up. She hurried at his word, beset with fears, for there were sleeping dragons all around. When they are running, they can see the sleeping watchmen, all porters, they all are there lying down, in a terrible intoxicated condition. At glaring watch, perhaps, but if by chance, if anyone will wake up, they will be ready with their spears to kill them. They'll be ready with their weapons to kill them. Down the wide stairs, a darkling way they found. They found a darker way. This darkling word always reminds me of Ode to Nightingale. Darkling way they found. In all the house was heard no human sound. There was no human sound. Everybody were, after the festivity, after feasting, after eating, merrymaking, drinking, all were tired and they were sleeping. A very right atmosphere, opportunity, environment for them to run away. A chain-drooped lamp was flickering by each door. Those were not the days of electricity. So a chain-drooped lamp was flickering by each door. This is what is John Keats. If he wants to talk of the light, the flame, he will say flickering, because there's terrible wind. तो वो जो बत्ती है वो जल रही है, वो हिल डुल रही है हवा के कारण. Flickering by each door, the arras, the curtains have the design of horseman, hawk and hound. Fluttered in the besieging winds uproar. जोर जोर से पर्दा फड़फड़ा रहा है, जोर जोर से, very fast, very loudly. And the long carpets rose along the gusty floor. The carpets which are lying on the floor are also, as if the carpets are also going up and down. So you can imagine, very well imagine, you can listen, you can see the terrible effect of the storm. They glide like phantoms into the wide hall. Like phantoms to the iron porch they glide, where lay the porter in uneasy sprawl, with a huge empty flagon by his side. The wakeful bloodhound rose and shook his hide, but his sagacious eye and inmate owns. By one and one the bolt full easy slide. The chains lie silent on the foot-worn stones. The, the key turns and the door opens, its hinges groans. This is the real, I would say, realism. Here we find the way the whatever the poet is talking, he is creating a picture which is so lively, so real. Look at it, what is happening here. They are gliding, they are, as if they are running so fast, it doesn't appear they are using their legs. वो तो उछल रहे हैं, like phantoms. They are like spirits, they are like ghosts. First, they are seen near the wide hall, then they are seen near the gate, and they glide where a porter, where the watchman is lying in uneasy sprawl. He is, as if he's in such an intoxicated state that we can realize that he is not in his senses, because a huge empty flagon by his side. The amount of alcohol he has used, amount of Rhenish or amount of wine he has taken at night, that empty container is lying by his side. But dogs are very sensitive. Dogs can sense immediately. That is why people keep dog as the real watchman. They can immediately start barking if they feel that something is wrong. So what happened? The wakeful bloodhound rose. The dog, he gets up and shook his hide. और अपने पूरे बदन को तोड़ मरोड़ के हिलाता है. That dog, he turns and twists. But soon his eyes meet with whom? With Madeline. Oh, this is my mistress, my lady. So he doesn't think there's no need of barking. My own lady is here. But his sagacious eye and inmate owns. He sees his own people. So he is quiet then. By one and one, the bolts full easy slide. All the doors are opening one by one. The bolts are opening, the chains are opening and lying at the side of the foot-worn stones. जो उसमें लगे हुए हैं, जितने भी छिटकी नहीं हैं, जितने भी जंजीर हैं, वो खुल के साइड में अपने आप जा रहे हैं, and facilitating the way for the lovers to run away. And the key turns, and the door upon its hinges groans. And the doors, when they are open, उसका जो उसमें क्या कहते हैं, उसको जो लगा रहता है पेज जैसा, वो सब groaning आवाज आती है धीरे धीरे. There is sound. Look at the sense of hearing of you feel the sensuousness of John Keats is at peak. Everywhere throughout the poem we find it. No, dear, it is not a real story. It is the imagination, powerful imagination, which is so real. And they are gone. Ages long ago. These lovers fled away into the storm. That night, the Baron dreamt of many a woe, and all his warrior guests with shade and foam, of witch and demon and large coffin worm, were long nightmared. Full stop. Angela the old died palsy twitched, with meager face deformed. The beatsman after 1,000 aves toll, for aye unsought for slept among his ashes cold. Now this stanza, when you read, it appears as if, the lines of daffodils comes to my mind. Whenever I lie in pensive mood, those daffodils, the poet can, he's reminiscing, he remembers those daffodils. बहुत पहले देखा daffodils. वैसे ही, in a similar manner, and they are gone. Ages long ago, long time back, Porfido and Madeline, these lovers they fled away. They eloped. They went away. They were gone into the storm. That was a very stormy night. In that stormy night, who fled away were Porfido and Madeline. And the father of Madeline, the Baron, had bad omens that night. What happened to him? Then that night the Baron dreamt of many a woe. He got bad dream that night. Very unauspicious dream he had that night. Because his daughter his daughter fled away. So जिसको अपशकुन कहते हैं. बैरन को बहुत अपशकुन हुआ. Bad omens. So what happened? What did he see? All his warrior guests, with shade and form of which, all the guests who were there feasting, enjoying on that day, in reality, in the dream they became witch, they became demon, they became like coffin worm. वो सब के सब भयानक हो गए. Really you find the gothic atmosphere in the last stanza. So frightening it is. All charming people turning into witch, demon, and coffin worm were long nightmared. And he had a nightmare that night, the Baron, because his most precious daughter had gone away. When Desdemona elopes with Othello, that, the description William Shakespeare has given there, that how the father is regretting what is his feeling. Similarly, this father also, this Baron also, had terrible dream that night. Angela the old died palsy twitched and with meager face deformed. Many times already our poet has said that she was palsy stricken, paralytic. बिल्कुल टेढ़ी मेढ़ी थी वो. So Angela the old died palsy twitched, ऐंठ गई वो, लकवा से ऐंठ गई, twitched, with meager face and deformed. She was totally deformed, D-shaped. And her face was totally D-shaped. This meager, weak lady died that night. One interpretation comes why Angela died, because Angela had done something wrong. On such an auspicious day, he had helped Porfido by bringing there. So that was a non-Christian activity which she did. For that she was punished. Anyway, that can be one of the interpretations. But the most relevant interpretation is she was a very old lady. She always says, I'm a death material. Anytime I can die, so she dies. Angela the old died, palsy twitched, with meager face deformed, the beadsman. The poet doesn't forget his characters. He brings all of them together in the last stanza. The beadsman, after 1,000 Aves told, he said 1,000 prayer for himself, for others. For A unsought. A means yes. Or this is again an archaic word. For A unsought, for slept among his ashes cold. He permanently slept. In the ashes cold, in the cold ashes, he permanently became cold. That is permanent. He died. So both these old creatures die, the young lovers elope, and the father had bad, awful dream that night. So with this, the poem ends. I have focused this poem mainly to let you know the story element of it. Along with the story, I told you the pictorial quality of the poem. Along with the pictorial quality, the sensuousness of the poem, and also in one stanza, how from sensuousness the poet turns sensual, that also has been explained. Thereafter, the Middle Ages elements throughout the poem, the rich era, the descriptions, how they have their costumes, what kind of headgears they wear, what kind of armors they used to have, the shield, the decoration, the facade, etc. All are of Middle Ages, the medieval element, and the main story, the main supernatural element, which was believed that if unmarried the virgin girls observe certain ritual, then that maiden will have the dream, in the dream, will be able to have the glimpse of the future husband. So this was the belief. But I will tell you, we are reading this poem in 21st century. So in order to enjoy the poem, we always have to remember Coleridge saying, willing suspension of disbelief. We have to, for the time being, suspend our disbelief. And we cannot afford to say, oh, this is nonsense. How can one have the glimpse of the future husband in the dream? But all this the poet has used for the reason to make his poem very lively, miraculous. When the two hostile families characters, the boy and the girl, belong to two hostile family, and they fall in love, so they have to take the help of some supernatural element to unite. That is why Madeline takes the help of St. Agnes. So with Coleridge's sense of willing suspension of disbelief, you have to enjoy the aesthetic sense of this poem, the beautiful, vivid, graphic pictures of the poem, the cinematic of the poem, and the dramatic elements of the poem, and lastly, the love story of the poem, the romance of the poem, the simplicity of Madeline, the divinity of Madeline, the piousness, the chastity of Madeline, and the playfulness and the naughtiness of Porfido, the adventurous qualities of Porfido, etc., etc., etc. Long and long we can talk about it. So this is what, and today, good 15 minutes I have tried to save. If the need be, I can give you another few minutes. If you have, okay, doesn't matter. Okay, you are permitted to leave if you have some problem. Please go ahead. But the others, those who are present, can come out with their observation queries and how they, if they had any difficulty in understanding the poem. These 5 days I have thoroughly enjoyed teaching you all this poem, because this is one of my favorite poems also. And you can understand this when I said that my explanatory lines also, I remember what I had answered when I was of your age during my university examination. So this poem is very close to my heart. And I'm happy that Sanket has given me this opportunity to teach you this poem for these 5 days. And now, if the time is yours, so one by one, best thing would be please write. Better, because uh, or others can even unmute. And yes, they remind us of Romeo and Juliet also. Very true. Shakespearean Romeo and Juliet, they are like. Yes. Come on, come with your remarks. You can write or you can unmute and ask, whatever. Then I would like to finally conclude. Yeah. What a sweet question this is. Angela was not punished by Madeline's father. No. Angela died of her own. She dies because she was an old lady. She was not punished by anybody. Yes. If it was a punishment, it was punishment from overhead. I mean, from St. Agnes or from anyone. That we can say, but not by Madeline's father. Madeline's father didn't punish her. Yes. Any other question? If you don't have questions, then I can. Okay, okay. What is, yes, what is pomp and pageantry? Pompness is showing off. Pompness is, इसको दिखावा कहते हैं. A pageantry is like a parade. Yeah. Sagacious, very nice word. I love this word. When जो बहुत ही प्यारा हो, very close to your heart, intimate eyes. The sages have, the look which is close to your heart, somebody very known and near and dear, intimate. So that look could meet the dog and the Madeline. They could exchange that look, that intimate look. Rhenish is a type of alcohol. It is an intoxicant. जिसको हम कहते हैं शराब. Yes. And my dear student, okay, allegorical. Why the poem is said to be allegory? There are a lot of allegories. इसमें बहुत कुछ, किसको allegory कहते हैं? We have the allegorical elements because it is full of allegory. And one thing I suddenly remembered, which I would like to repeat here, tell you, thereafter you can take more questions. Just a minute, please pay attention. I had planned to say this, but I initially forgot. Now I want to let you know. See, for reading a poem, all the poems will not be taught to you by your teacher. You need to have a knack of yours to read and understand. To my students in the class, I had said, but since it's a larger class, I would like to repeat this. That for your own understanding of the poem, if you learn to read the poem, keep in mind, of the poem, use it. So there I always tell the students to focus on the content words and the functional words. You can ignore paying much attention to the functional words. Out of 8 parts of speech, what will be put under functional words and what we will put under content words? Content words are noun, verb, adjective, and adverb. And the functional words are pronoun, interjection, conjunction, and preposition. 8, 4, 4. So the 4 words, that is noun, verb, adverb, adjective. These words we need to focus upon while reading the line in the poem. And the content words functional words are there to give meaning to the poem. They give function to the content words. And then on top of this content and functional words, the punctuation marks are also to be observed. Where there is direct speech, where the characters are talking, where the poet is talking about the character, all these things also need, you have to develop your own comprehension and understanding for understanding a poem. It is not this, what I am discussing with you now is not only meant for the Eve of St. Agnes, it is for all poem, all text. Whether it is a novel or a drama or a story or poem or an essay, whatever you read, your brain should be trained to look at the content words of the passage, of the stanzas. This I had planned to share with you. So you need to keep this in mind while studying a poem. or for that matter, any piece of literature. What is meant by sensuousness? देखिए, अब मैं इसको आपको हिंदी में समझाती हूँ. हमारे पास इंद्रियां हैं, अभी देख रहे हैं, we can see, this is a sense. We can hear, this is one sense. If we get a foul or fair smell, good smell, we can smell. If somebody gives you a rasgulla just now to eat, we can taste it. You can touch, sense of touch is there. हम जब स्पर्श करते हैं, so these are the senses. Now this particular, why Keats says sensuousness, I told you, is at peak in this poem. Our senses while reading, कभी लगता है अरे वाह क्या सुंदर आंखों के सामने ये scenes हैं, what beautiful scenes are passing before my eyes. You can hear the kettle drum, you can hear the clarinet, you can hear different musical instruments, you can hear the lute, and on that lute, who is playing a beautiful song, La Belle Dame Sans Mercy? Porphyro is playing the tune. So a lot of music has been created for your ears. Lot of delicious food has been served for you, for your sense of taste and sense of touch also. At least stanza number 36, you get the sense of touch. His unnerved arm when sank in the pillow, there is sense of touch. At many places we find, when that hair is limping on the grass, there is sense of touch. So, this is how we have to understand sensuousness. जब हमारी इंद्रियां सक्रिय हो जाए, that is what is known as sense. And Keats is expert in arising our all the senses, either 2-3 senses together or one by one each sense. Okay, there is a question about what is Middle Age, what is medievalism. I had told you this is the 14th century period. The lifestyle of that time, कैसा पहनावा था, कैसा खाना था, what was the atmosphere, what was who were ruling that time, what kind of people, what kind of literature that time were written, what kind of superstition prevailed that time, what kind of belief that time we could see. All those combined together, whatever John Keats has put into his poem is the Middle Ages element on medievalism in the poem. The St. Agnes's belief, all that. Okay, so all right. So you all also want now the conclusion. This question, let me first. You want how should we conclude the poem? Yes. So the elements now you know the characters. The character-wise, we can say 3 characters are minor, and there are some other side characters who have been named, who have been shown on the like they are there to make a drama lively. So they were the guests in the hall. There is Baron, there is Weedsman, Angela. They all are the minor characters. 2 major characters are Porphyro and Madeline. It is a love story between these 2. And Angela is their aid. Angela is there to help them. And you have seen Angela's different reactions, emotions, feelings. Yet she helps Porphyro in going to the chamber of Madeline. So the conclusion, if you ask, it is a beautiful love story which has a comical end. It ends in comedy. The story ends with a comical end. Comical end means happy ending. Both of them could really unite, and Porphyro was successful in taking her to the home he had kept for us in Southern Mood. There is Abel, and he is assisted and helped by the supernatural elements in fleeing away, in running away, in eloping. So it is a story of elopement. It is a story of 2 hostile families. The hostility should end and the love should win. So these are the best messages given in the poem. Now it is, so I'm happy that you are so excited and have so many questions. And today I won't get tired in answering also. Now, this question, I don't know, what do you mean by this question? What have I been talking so far? I have been talking about all the qualities only. Time and again, I have repeated. These are the qualities. The Spenserian stanza is the quality to suit the story. The similes, metaphors, the description. Yes, Beatsman, you wanted to know. One question is coming about Beatsman, why Beatsman dies. Now, this is a very question like, how can we answer? Beatsman had to die. Everybody has to die. We will also die one day. So, why poet has shown Beatsman? Because Beatsman life is done. He says, my days are all done. I am done with my life. So, when now his mission is completed. So, after completing his mission successfully, there is an end of Beatsman. Beatsman has nothing to do with the love affair of Porfirio and Madeline. He is there. Keats has brought him in the poem, or Keats has to start the poem in a spiritual atmosphere. And why is the poet used in the beginning and the end? Because it is St. Agnes's Day. It is a spiritual day. It has to do with lot of piousness, chastity. It has to do with divinity. So be it, and the poem ends in a circular motion. Starts with the beatsman, ends with the beatsman. So poet has not created any character just for the namesake. They are there with a function to play. Beatsman is there to pray for the sinners. Angela is there to help the couple, help the lovers. So these two old characters have some roles to perform. I think if nothing very important is coming from your side, it's time to say goodbye at least now. And hope you had happy learning. I enjoyed teaching you all. And I would like to thank Department of English of LNMU, Darbhanga, for giving you all this opportunity. And you will continue to have these classes for many more days. And who is the great anchor with good patience, who is really coordinating so well, is our Dr. Sanket Kumar Jha, who has taken a lot of pain first to organize things, and then he makes sure that the classes go so well. So instead of thanking me, we all should together jointly thank Sanket and also the Department of English, head of the department, Professor A.K. Bachchan and his team, all of them, for giving you this opportunity. LNEMU Darbhanga, our Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, and Registrar all have contributed together to facilitate this kind of learning in this Corona time for you all. And there is no other way out rather than having such classes. And our university is very successfully doing this for you all. So we all together, along with the students, I'm thanking the administration, the department, and my beloved, loving Sanket. Thank you so much. Over to Sanket now. Nice, nice. Okay, if the need be, we'll first let the class these classes be over. When we'll have time. We'll surely do it. So thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Sankit and all students. Stay
Thank
safe
you,
in
ma'am.
this Corona time, all of you.